going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So the price of copper is exploding right now. It finally broke through that $5 resistance level. It's tapped many times and the sellers were always there to dump. But all of a sudden, it popped through. And that's, I've been seeing this coming for a while. And that's why I've been doing this. This has not shut down. This has probably been running, this setup here has probably been running, oh God, almost a year and a half thus far. Yeah, about a year and a half. I've had this, I've never shut it down. It never gets shut down. And if it does, it's for maintenance or whatever. I did two runs that I've done so far of these working class copper bullion bars. This is bar number 12. This is the only one that I have out of the two batches that I've done. And this is from the first batch. I don't have any from the second batch. But obviously I haven't had time to really start pumping out some bars, but I have been messing around here and there. But this never shuts down. It's going. Once it's ready, I clean it, I feed it, and I dump it all in here. And this has got to be like close to 8 months. 8 months of these two pits just running full tilt 24/7. There's got to be close to 100 pounds in this bucket. Oh God, yeah. Yeah, that's ridiculously heavy. Oh my God. I got a second bin just in case. I still have several of these impure bars in the queue ready to go. And then I have a bucket back here. This was an experiment. These are copper bars, but they're just a little bit too impure for this system to work. So I've been slowly trying to cycle some of this in with clean copper or cleaner copper. And that's what I did here. And these have all been working flawlessly. They're dissolving. These are some that I've dissolved, just a little bit left. Those will get remelted. But the problem is with really impure bars, I figured out that the pile of sludge at the bottom, it's gnarly. It's gnarly. So you really have to leave things, let everything settle. And if you disturb the water at all and push all of the junk up into the fluid, you're never gonna, it's gonna take you a day to filter it out. So I was using a hand pump, but every time you pump by hand, you're shaking the stick and it's stirring things up. So I bought a cheap battery pump so I can be steady and slowly draw out all of the clean copper sulfate, without stirring up all the mess. And that has worked out pretty well so far using that electric pump. You can see I just poured some water in to top it up and it kicked up some of the crap. So it's foggy and green. But over the next 2 days, that will all settle down. This one, this one's clear. Didn't stir it up as bad on that one. But I've also been messing around with the forge. So I've been trying to figure out, I was going to do a kilo bar, and then I decided, no, it's not a great idea, because now I jumped down to a smaller forge specifically for a 1.5 pound bar. right? And then now I'm trying to jump up to kilos, and I was getting horrible results. So I tried all kinds of stuff, like I was using those graphite ingot molds. I tried putting the copper straight in the graphite ingot mold and sticking it in the forge so I could skip the pouring step. That was a horrible idea. Horrible idea. It didn't work. The graphite ingot molds, especially when I melted it in the graphite ingot mold, there were so many bubbles in that bar, it was insane. So I even tried doing it in the cast iron one. I had this cast iron mold. I put all the copper that I needed. I cut the handle off. I shoved the cast iron mold in the forge, melted it, pulled it out, let it cool, and I had to literally break the cast iron mold. I had to smash it into pieces to get the mold off. And I actually have that bar, which I don't trust it. Yeah, look at this. It just, yeah, that's getting reprocessed. So I was trying to figure out, I was trying to figure out how to get more consistent pours, And I think it really is. You just have to have things at the right temperature, the right amount of borax. You got to make sure that the crucible stays clean. So I have two fresh, brand spanking new. I have two brand new ones right here, ready to go. When the time comes, I have been doing test runs in this bar shape and that bar shape and this bar shape. I ended up blowing the freaking coil on the new forge. I ordered a new coil. I have it here somewhere in this mess. But I just pulled the wire up and twisted it together, and it still works fine. So I'm not going to replace that coil until I need to. But this is the bar shape that I have settled with. I really like this bar shape. I always have. It's a nice little chunky. Yeah, this was my first test run here. I gave it just a very quick rough grinding. Just a rough grinding. Still needs further sanding. Oh, a nice brownie back. It's a nice little chunky bar. It's about 1.5 pounds. But I figured out, no matter what you do, I need to make these bars way over what I'm shooting for. Grind and sand them down, and that's just, it is what it is. No matter what, there's always going to be bubbles. There's always going to be wrinkles. There's always going to be imperfections. You know what I mean? So these are the first 3 that have been finished. You can see this one. Yeah, it's got some bubbles. But hopefully all of that comes out in the grinding and sanding. And then equals 1.5 pounds or more by the time it's done. So I've got a brand spanking new, the same exact mold these were made out of. Yep. Nice little copper loaf. And 2 brand new crucibles ready to go. And here's some of the pallets that were left over from the last run. Yeah, I was trying all different kinds of molds, like this long, skinny one. These ones that clamp together. I just had to see one in person, but I was like, yeah, you're never gonna get enough copper in that little thing. So yeah, I've just been massing and pouring and testing and remelting, and yeah, this is what I've settled on. Nice little chunky monkeys, man. Beautiful brownie backs. Little chicken fingers. Yeah, I like these. Those are pretty cool. So we will get here. Yeah, I've been itching to get down there and pump out a bunch of copper bars. I know people love them. You know, I kind of figured this price jump was coming, and you know, I'm not waiting for the price of copper to shoot up. That's not what's happening here. I really don't have any time, but I don't care if copper goes to $10. When I have the time to do the next run of bars, they're going to be the same price as the last run of bars. You know, for my subscribers, anybody who watches that's interested in them, they're going to be the same exact. And like I said, I had to sell some of my silver, and I may have to sell more. I'm trying not to. It just feels wrong. I am trying everything in my power not to sell any more silver, but I may not have a choice. Lost the job. You know, I have to buy a vehicle, and I'm trying to plow forward with this apartment that I'm in. I moved down into this apartment, March, April, May, June. And so four and a half months. I've been down in this apartment for 4.5 months. And I've already gutted right to studs and remodeled this bedroom. Added a closet that was never here. This used to be just a wall. New exterior door that doesn't leak air. Added some baseboard heat out into the hallway. All new heating in here. Remodeled the closet in the living room. And I don't want to show you, a little spoiler, but I'm in the living room now and I'm on the finishing stages. Like sanding, drywall, painting, and then flooring and trim. That's where I'm at. I'm at the sanding, phase. So we're getting there. But I still have kitchen, which is going to be expensive. Bathroom, going to be expensive. One more small bedroom, pantry, and basement stairs to do in this apartment. And I'm trying to get it done as fast as I humanly can. And I don't know, if it's like, I personally, my gut feeling is telling me that this rental property is going to do more for me in the long term than a couple 100 ounces of silver is ever going to do for me. And right now, that's the thing that I have to give up. It's the thing that makes the most sense to me to sell. And potentially, if silver price comes back down, in the future, I might be able to buy back in. Lower than where I sold. Hopefully. And the reason is why I'm, just going to town is because the 3-bedroom, the last apartment that I haven't been in yet, it's the biggest apartment, it's the money maker, and it is a disaster. The previous owner did so many shoddy jobs over there, it's a nightmare. Plus the tenants that are over there are a little rough, so, with that combination, the place is falling apart. So I'm rushing to get this done before they move. Because that guy's got, he's got money. He's got money, and he's looking to buy a house, and I think once the market crashes, he's going to go buy a house. And I know that's coming. You see, I know the market crash, and it's coming at some point here. So I want to get this done so I don't have to go over there and spend a bunch of money just to get a body in there. So I have more time to finish remodeling this and then move over there and then completely gut and rip out everything that I just put money into. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. So my goal right now, my only goal is to have work and come home and finish this apartment. And then once I'm finished with this apartment, if the people are still there next door, I hope they are, so I have a little bit of time to just kind of like recoup and relax a little bit. That's going to be the time when I run down in the basement and start pumping out copper bars, and we're going to have, because that thing just keeps churning and churning and churning. I might have 150 pounds by then of pure copper crystal. I can make a massive, massive run of bars. That would be sick. That'd be absolutely, yeah, that'd be ridiculous. So that's kind of the plan, you know what I mean? Plus I'm unemployed now. And I just went and paid for, it was $1,100 for the books, so I can go to the school and get my construction supervisor's license, which I don't really think I'm gonna need that long term, but I figure in the short term it might be something that's good to have. It looks good on a resume. It makes you more valuable. You know what I mean? And I do want to start a business. I want to start a company, but I want it to be steered more towards rentals, like my rentals, property maintenance, remodeling, stuff like that. You know what I mean? My long-term goal is to finish this place and buy 2 more. Because I think once I get to that third one, I won't have to work construction anymore. It's kind of like my longer-term, like, retirement kind of goal. So we're also going to talk about crypto a little bit here. And some of my other ventures. But here's copper. Look at that. I mean, that's amazing. So zoom out on copper. Look at this. It came up and tapped above my head here, $5 area. Tapped it again here, major rejection. Right, came up, tapped it again, rejected. Tapped it again, rejected. If you go down to the lower time frames, you'll see a lot more tries. And all of a sudden, we broke. And you can see right here, it kind of broke through kind of stealthily. Just kind of nothing going on here, you know. Tested the $5 level and then boom. So from $5 to almost $6 in a day, almost to $5.90 in one day. That's insane. This is why I like to stockpile copper. You know what I mean? If I can't sell the bars for what I want, I have no problem, none, stacking these up for myself. And I've wanted to stack these for myself. But people like them too much. And as soon as I put these up for sale, they're gone. They're gone. Within like 2 days, they're all gone, and then I have people for weeks. Let me know, let me know, let me know, let me know. You know what I mean? And look at copper right here. It looks like, as of right now, we are forming a pennant formation for a continuation. So in the next couple of weeks, we could see copper all the way up to like almost $7 a pound. That's insane. See, here's the thing, right? Like, this is why I'm not in a super rush to try to like sell them all. Because copper could come up to here and then come all the way back down to here. All the way back down to the $4 range where we've been for a long time. You know what I mean? Nobody knows the future, but we can look at charts and make educated guesses. So in the futures market, I'm actually long gold right now. I got in on Monday. Not much has happened. But if you zoom out on gold, you can see price is kind of wedging itself. This looks like a pennant, probably for a move. But regardless, I was looking for a good long position in gold. Even if it only comes to here, that's still a huge profit. So I was kind of like zooming in, looking at price this week, going, well, hey, what's this? We have shoulder, head, coming down correctively. We took out the previous swing high. So we have a bullish swing break there. Price is coming down correctively into shoulder. So I'm like, okay. On Monday, we were right about here somewhere. Yeah, I bought right about here. And I was in profit. Then I was in drawdown. But I figured this one I'm going to hold. And as soon as this breaks free, like, you know, comfortably breaks, and this could be it right here. Look at those two trend lines. We just broke through, quietly retesting. This thing could launch tonight. I hope not, because I'd like to have 2 contracts in, but I can only have 2 contracts in during the day. At night, I have to pull 1 so I don't get margin called. But if this thing is still around here or starting to look bullish, I'm going to throw in a second contract tomorrow morning and try to ride this up to there minimum. And then see what happens. Because, I mean, look at silver. Yeah, this looks like it's doing a little break and retesty thing right here. Copper's got the pennant thing going on. So the metals are looking good. So for the crypto market, right? You know, I had Synergy sitting in Coinbase. I put $1,000 into it somewhere over here. I thought this was gonna, like, you know, take off. It didn't. It pulled all the way down here. I was down like $700. But I was just gonna hold through. I mean, look at it today. It's up almost 11%, and everything else is, you know, not a huge deal. Everything's up, but like, Synergy is up a lot today. So, yeah, I was just gonna hold through, but Coinbase decides to drop Synergy. So now I couldn't sign in to Coinbase and buy or sell Synergy. I had to transfer it out. I don't have room on my wallet, and I wasn't gonna go. I didn't have the time to figure out how to transfer it to a different exchange. So I said, screw it. I'm just gonna leave it for now. I'll figure it out later when I have more time. And I have a bunch of other cryptos in Coinbase that equal way more. So Synergy was down $700. So I had like $300 in Synergy. But for some reason, Synergy went missing. Just straight up vanished. And I called Coinbase and I'm like, hey, you guys dropped it. You dropped it from your thing. I noticed that. I didn't have time to remove it. And now all of a sudden it's gone. Where'd it go? And they said, oh, well, it got transferred to a different wallet. I'm like, what wallet? It's not my wallet. I didn't transfer it. Oh, your account must be compromised. And I'm like, if my account was compromised, don't you think they would take all of the other cryptos that are sitting there that are worth like $1,000, $1,200, $1,500? No, they took the one that's worth $300, left all the thousands, and it conveniently is the only crypto that got dropped from your exchange. But you're telling me you didn't move it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So they locked my account. I have to go through a huge process of trying to like get my account back up. But I saw, and see, this is the problem with crypto. Unless you're holding it on your own personal hardware, you physically holding it on your own personal hardware wallet, it gets sketchy because poof, there goes $1,000, right? It's gone. But I noticed that Coinbase, now I can trade crypto futures. Yes. I was trying to do this through the futures trading app that I have now. All I can trade is micro Bitcoin. I can trade gold. I can trade oil. I can trade the dollar, the euro, the Aussie. But I could, for the life of me, every time I try to trade an XRP futures contract, it won't let me. But Coinbase now, I can trade XRP futures, XLM futures. I can trade like pretty much any crypto. I can trade it long and short. So if crypto is going to crash, I can make money on the way down. And here's the kicker, right? Like if I have money in the futures trading with Coinbase, no one can steal it and just have it transferred to a shady wallet. Because the only way to pull the money out of a futures trading account would be to a bank account. And you'd be nailed. Kraken Pro. If you want to trade crypto futures, you need to prove that you have $1 million in assets, not including your house, for them to open you a futures trading account with Kraken. At Coinbase, I signed up and they were like, yep, you're good. Good to go. You don't have to prove that you have $1 million. It's like, yeah, Kraken's fucked, man. I do not recommend Kraken. I don't recommend Coinbase either, but, you know, it seems like a good place to be able to trade crypto futures, and especially like XRP, XLM. Once things really start to go parabolic, I don't know. This could be it. Looking at XRP, you know what I mean? It's been kind of wedging here. It's breaking out. I don't know. I don't know if the momentum's there. This might come up to like $3.40, like this high here, and then start trading sideways for a while again until certain things happen. But you know, once things really start kicking off and they start going parabolic, wouldn't you like the option and have money sitting in an account ready to go? Holy shit, this is going parabolic. Boop, and you have money ready to go, ready to deploy. And one last thing, I want to tell you guys something crazy, right? You know, I have, my roommate here, which he was living in Arizona, was working 2 jobs, could not afford to pay all of his bills, so he had to put it on his credit card. He was in $7,000 in credit card debt. And then I called him and he was like, yeah, I want to get my license back. I want to pay off my debt. And I was like, hey, I got a place, you can come stay here. I already have a job lined up for you. Because he used to work with me for the same guy. He's like, all right. So we came here, and that was the plan. Pay off debt, get your license, get your life back. That was the plan. That was the goal for him. And he came here, and he just paid off his credit card debt of $7,000. It's a wash, and he actually got approved for like a $10,000 credit card now with cash back. So he's got a $7,000 to $10,000 credit card that reads 0. And then he lost his job. So he didn't have any money. And it's like, shit. Now what? Doesn't have a license, doesn't have a car, doesn't have any credit card debt, has good credit, but no money. It's like, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. Calls his family. His aunt sent him a check for $5,000, and at the bottom of the check it said, to get your license. And I was like, dude, if that is not the universe telling you what you should do, Like, oh, it's not going to be enough. It's like, well, you have $5,000, man. I would put whatever you need to put it on your credit card. The rest of it that you can't put on a credit card, use that cash. But if you have to put a little, if you have to go back into debt a little bit to get your license back, now you have wheels, now you have a license, now you can work and do whatever you want, have your life back. That's worth it to me. I know it sounds risky going back into debt, but it's for a good cause. And I know sometimes the right decision is the scary decision, the one that you don't want to hear. It's not, you know what I mean? Sometimes the scary decision is the right decision. Yeah, I'm going through it a little bit myself. It's like I've been dreading the contractor license school because I'm not good with books. I'm not good with schools. I hate that whole thing, where I have to go in and comply, and blow the government to get a license to do jobs that I already know how to do and I'm very good at. But it's like you have to know all of these bullshit codes that sometimes don't make any sense whatsoever. It's like, that's the code? Why? What? It doesn't make any sense at all. There's been several codes that I'm like, wait, who came up with this? But I'm gonna do it. I've already paid for it. I know it's like a scary thing. I'm not working. I just spent even more money blowing money on my house, but it might be the right path, and I think it is the right path. Yeah, anyways, guys, I feel like if you're doing the right thing, you have faith in God. That and I used to say this to my sister all the time. It's like, there's no way this isn't gonna end well. She's like, things have a way of working themselves out if you're doing the right thing. Like, there's no way. There's no, like, I can do the right thing all I want. There's no way this is gonna just work itself. I mean, it seems like impossible. And then somehow it just works out. I feel like sometimes you have to look at the, read the writing on the wall. This is what the universe wants you to do. Don't fight it. Embrace it. And hit it in the face, man, with everything you have. But he wants to leave. I want to go and take the easy road, which isn't always the best road. Sometimes the scary road is the correct one. But yeah, anyways, guys. See you later.